The mysterious disappearance of Maura Murray. For almost 2 decades, the public and fans of true crime have been enthralled with the mysterious disappearance of Maura Murray. Following an automobile accident in rural New Hampshire on February 9, 2004, the 21-year-old nursing student disappeared without a trace. Her family and friends are left in suspense as to what happened to her, despite a plethora of theories and thorough searching. In this video, we will highlight 7 key points that outline the perplexing circumstances surrounding her disappearance. Number 7. Background. At the age of 21, Maura Murray was a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she was well known for her brilliance, drive, and commitment to her studies. Beneath her attractive exterior, though, was a litany of personal struggles that exacerbated her emotional state and ultimately led to her disappearance on February 9, 2004. Maura had experienced a minor car accident in the weeks prior to her disappearance, which caused her to worry about possible consequences from the university and her family. Her anxiety increased after this incident because she thought she might face consequences or have her academic record tarnished. She was even more anxious because she had been caught using a credit card that had been stolen, which resulted in police involvement. During this time, Maura's friends and family noticed that she had become more reclusive and nervous. She frequently talked about feeling overburdened by the demands of her personal and academic lives. A disturbing phone call she received a few days prior to her departure exacerbated these problems. The specifics are unknown, but it is said to have left her clearly upset. The combination of these elements produced an emotional storm front that could have had a big impact on her decision to move away from everything. Number 6. Departure. Maura's actions on the day she disappeared suggested that her escape was planned rather than the result of an impulse buy. She packed a duffel bag with clothes and personal belongings after attending classes that morning, indicating that she planned to be gone for more than a day or two. She first took the car to an ATM and took out $280 in cash, which was a surprisingly large sum for someone who might have only been planning a quick trip. Her withdrawal from campus life raised doubts about her intentions and suggested that she was getting ready for a long break. Following this, Maura stopped at a convenience store where she purchased alcohol, including a box of wine and other items typically associated with social gatherings or celebrations. Friends and family felt that this behavior was not consistent with someone who was actually experiencing a crisis. They later expressed concern about what could have caused such drastic measures. Once these errands were finished, Maura headed north toward New Hampshire, a distant and foreign place to her. Although she had traveled to the White Mountains region with her family in the past, she didn't have any compelling reasons or connections to travel there by herself at this time. All of these things together suggested that the person was trying to get away from their life rather than just go home. Number 5. Car crash. When Maura's black Saturn Sedan crashed into a snowbank on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, at approximately 7:30 p.m. on February 9, 2004, her journey took an unexpected turn. The crash occurred during inclement weather. Heavy snowfall created poor visibility and treacherous driving conditions that likely contributed to the accident. Witnesses said they saw the collision occur and saw that Maura looked unharmed but noticeably shaken afterwards. A few people pulled over to help. One of them was the bus driver, who described her as calm, but a little lost. In their brief conversation, Maura revealed to him that she had already contacted roadside assistance and had declined additional help. This decision, which was made the last time Maura had been officially cited, has baffled both investigators and her loved ones. 10 minutes or so later, the police arrived and discovered Maura's car was empty and she was nowhere to be found. Since there were no personal belongings or signs of foul play at the crash site, investigators had to come up with a number of theories as to why she vanished. Searching for Maura was difficult due to the snow-covered terrain. Volunteers and local law enforcement searched for her extensively over several weeks, but they were unable to find her. Number 4. Disappearance. Search operations began almost immediately after law enforcement arrived at the scene of the crash, adding to the mystery surrounding Maura's disappearance. In order to find any indication of her whereabouts, the local authorities dispatched K-9 units and community volunteers to conduct extensive searches of the nearby roads and woods. No tangible evidence of Maura's whereabouts could be found. Even after weeks of intensive searching through snow-covered terrain and dense forests, no clothing, personal belongings, or remains were ever found near the crash site. The absence of conclusive evidence led to conjecture regarding what might have happened next. Some theorists suggested that she might have wandered into the woods and perished from the severe winter weather, while others speculated that, considering the circumstances surrounding her disappearance, foul play might have been involved. The weather at the time was extremely difficult. The combination of below freezing temperatures and snow-covered terrain made it easy for someone to get lost or become incapacitated without anyone noticing. The mystery surrounding what transpired after Maura left the crash scene grew even more obscure in the absence of any leads or clues. Number 3. Theories. Regarding what happened to Maura Murray that fateful night, many theories have surfaced over time, each offering a unique perspective based on the evidence that is currently available or is not. According to a widely held theory, Maura may have purposefully vanished in order to escape her life in Massachusetts and begin anew in another place, possibly as a result of extreme stress from her personal problems and academic obligations. Evidence that she had been experiencing emotional difficulties before leaving campus lends credence to this theory. Her actions leading up to her departure appeared planned rather than spontaneous. On the other hand, some conjecture that malevolent intent might be at play. They propose that a passerby during or following the collision might have exploited her state of vulnerability, or that a friend who knows the area might have been involved in her disappearance. Furthermore, some theorists suggest that she may have died from exposure or had an accident in the wilderness surrounding Haverhill after leaving the crash site on foot, possibly lost or confused, and no one would have known until it was too late. Number 2. Family advocacy. Since Maura vanished, her family has been actively involved in raising awareness of missing persons and mental health awareness, as well as issues specific to their daughter's case. They have taken part in a number of projects designed to preserve Maura's narrative and inspire anyone with knowledge regarding her case to come forward. Maura's sister Julie Murray has become a well-known voice in favor of a thorough investigation into her disappearance. Julie has used social media and podcasts to share personal accounts from their family and to draw attention to cases that are similar to Maura's around the nation. In addition, the family organizes yearly vigils close to the location of Maura's last sighting, which serve to both commemorate her life and encourage community support for their continued search for answers. Their advocacy work highlights both their personal struggle and broader societal issues regarding mental health awareness and community involvement when someone goes missing. Number 1. Cultural impact. In the nearly 2 decades since Maura Murray vanished, the case has grown beyond its initial tragedy to become a major component of American true crime culture. Many films like The Disappearance of Maura Murray and audio programs like Missing Maura Murray have examined every aspect of her life while provoking conversations about cases involving missing persons more widely on a variety of media, such as TV series devoted solely to unsolved mysteries, or true crime stories showcasing actual cases similar to hers. In an attempt to unearth fresh details or new insights into what transpired on that fateful night almost 20 years ago, investigative journalists are still following up on leads and speaking with significant individuals involved in both law enforcement operations and Maura's life. Before February 2004, the mystery surrounding what happened on that fateful night remains unsolved even after all these years. This ongoing public interest highlights the critical roles that community engagement can play in solving mysteries like these that call for concerted efforts over time to solve. It also reflects broader societal concerns about public safety and mental health awareness. These in-depth paragraphs keep the complexities of this ongoing case clear while offering an even deeper understanding of each important detail surrounding Maura Murray's unexplained disappearance. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.